So for this tutorial, I thought I would do a Kim Kardashian inspired makeup look. I'm starting out by buffing some HD Micro Primer by Kryolan all over the face. For the contour and highlight, I would suggest using a cream foundation. I'm using Dermacolour Camouflage Cream, and I'm going to be using one of the dark brown shades and one of the light cream shades. This is quite a heavy contour. We're going to be applying it in the hollows of the cheek, down the bridge of the nose, either side of your chin and around your hairline. I'm also going to apply a little bit to the socket of your eyes. Kim's become quite well known for posting pictures of herself on her social media accounts of her heavily highlighted face. This is what really gives the face more dimension. This is why I'm applying it right underneath the eyes in a V shape, and then up towards the top of the cheekbones where the temple is, along the chin, down the bridge of the nose and also on the forehead. And the highlight and contour is what really sucks in the areas that you want to suck in and also brings to the forefront eyelids, brow bones, etc. Next, I'm going to take more of the cream foundation but in a colour that suits my skin tone. But to make it less thick, I'm going to mix it with a product called Makeup Blend by Kryolan. This keeps the pigment and the coverage really intense, but it shears down and it goes on the skin a lot smoother. I'm using a buffing brush just to work this into the skin. Initially, it looks like there's so much foundation on the skin, but once you work it in and you start getting the eyeshadow on, etc., it all becomes uniformed. You can see here, as I buff it into the cheekbone, the circumference of the face is starting to look warmer, and the highlighted section underneath the eyes and across the cheekbone at the top. And this creates a lot more dimension in the flesh and makes your face look really contoured and more oval, which is the ideal face shape. For my brows, I'm going to be using Brunette Brow Duo by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's a brow powder and it's really pigmented and it goes on really nicely. I'm using it on an angled brush by Crown. I like to start at the base and make that the darkest section and then pull the colour upwards into the brow. For the front of the brow, I just like to use whatever's left on the brush just to drag forward, and then with a concealer brush dipped in whatever's left over from my foundation, I wipe off the excess and then I just fade that into the front and it just creates a nice gradient. I'm using the lightest shade of my Louise Young palette, which is just like a bone colour eyeshadow, and I'm just going to put that over the eyelid. Over that, I'm placing Nylon eyeshadow by MAC. Again, it's very light, but it's just got more of an iridescent finish. Next, I'm placing a matte brown eyeshadow in the socket line of the eyelid. And I'm doing this on an angled brush, just to map out the shape first, and then I'm going to use a blending brush to soften it. As you can see, the shape that I've created is like a V shape because you want to make the most of your actual eyelid. So winging it out at the corners and then going through the socket line. On another angled brush, I'm going to take a little bit of black dipped in the dark brown, and then I'm going to place that over the brown that we've just blended out. And then on a clean blending brush, we're going to work that one through the socket as well. This look is all about building. And by that, I mean applying your eyeshadow, blending it out, reapplying, and then blending that out again. This way we're sandwiching the colours, meaning they're going to be a bit more opaque and they're going to last longer. If you're nervous about applying too much, just start with a little bit and then you can build up the colour bit by bit. It's easier to add than it is to take away, especially with dark colours. In the socket, I'm just applying a bit of a warmer brown. You can use a bronzer if you've got it, but I'm just using a brown shade from the Glamour Glow palette by Kryolan. I'm going for quite a winged out, full-on eyeliner look here, and I'm using Bobbi Brown Ink Black Gel Liner. And on a fine liner brush, I'm just going along the top lid, and I'm going to wing that out quite a bit, but you kind of want to map out your shape first and then you want to thicken the line. Rest your hand on your cheek to balance yourself. If you're doing the opposite eye, use your little finger against your cheek to counterbalance yourself. This will make you more steady. I'm creating a point on the inner corner of the eye, and then I'm tight lining, which means to go underneath the lash line, and that eliminates any flesh colour tones. And now I'm just taking that black gel liner across the waterline. The lashes I've chosen are by Flutter Lashes, and these ones are called Judy. I've applied duo glue to them and I've left them for about 15 seconds to go slightly tacky. Once the glue's fully dried, you can use the gel liner just to get rid of any glue marks. Using the darkest brown, I'm just going underneath the lower lash line, and I'm using this on a pencil brush. Then on an angle brush, I've dipped the brown into a little bit of the black and I'm working that right underneath the lash line. You need to go backwards and forwards in order just to get rid of any of the pinky tones. To level up the contour with the intensity of the eyeshadow, I'm going in with some matte bronzer, and again I'm just going in where I placed the contour before, so the hollows of the cheeks and around the circumference of the face. And just to make sure this is seamless, just go back in with the buffing brush just to soften. I mentioned earlier it's all about building with this look, and again I'm going in underneath the eyes with a little bit more of the darker eyeshadow, and then using a blending brush I'm just buffing that out. Next I'm just intensifying that outer corner with a little bit of the darker eyeshadow and then blending that again also. This intense eye look wouldn't be complete without some individual inserts on the bottom lashes. I do apologise that my camera's a little out of focus here. I'm just using tweezers just to insert those little lashes. For my blush, I'm using two shades from my Kryolan Glamour Glow Indulgence palette. I'm applying this blush often where bronzer goes. I don't want it too much on the apple of the cheek, so I'm doing it a bit further back and upwards. I'm using translucent powder by M&S just to remove the shine down the centre of the face. To highlight the cheekbones and the cupid's bow of the lip, I'm using the Balm highlighter. I'm showing you two alternatives to finish this look with the lips. The first is this beautiful gloss by Kryolan and it's called Wave. So if you prefer a more neutral lip, then this is definitely a great lip gloss to go for. The second lip look is for more daring people, and it is Shocking Pink by Barry M, number 52. I'm usually all for neutrals, but I must say I do love this colour. And that completes the look, and I hope you've enjoyed it.